Well, thank you, Ernie, for coming in again.
Yeah, no problem.
I just want to check in to see how you're doing.
I've been doing good, thank you.
Good.
Yeah.
I did want to ask you, was it okay getting here? Is this location okay for you?
Yeah, it's a good location.
Okay, good. I did want to just, reiterate, who I am. My name is Amy Lucero, and then I will be your social worker. Okay.
Okay.
And then I wanted just to go over a few things in regards to who we are, what my role is, and then what your expectations are as the client. So again, who we are as an agency, we're here to provide you any kind of behavioral health or mental health services, or even outreach in regards to like community resources. And then as for myself, I'm here almost as a co-pilot to you. Sometimes we have goals in life and it's sometimes a little bit difficult to reach them. So I'm here to just kind of help guide you in those goals.
Okay.
And then also as far as your own expectations for yourself, I would say just to start, if you ever have questions in regards to what time your appointments are or where your appointments are, always you can reach out to us.
Okay.
I would say at the very minimal, those are your expectations as a client.
Okay.
Okay, it's just, that way if you're ever late or if you need to miss an appointment or reschedule, I think those are important. You can always reach out to us.
Okay.
Okay. The other thing is the release of information. What that gives us is it gives us permission to be able to reach out to your doctor. Should we need to need any information in regards to like medication or any kind of medical history.
Okay.
Okay. I know that right now you mentioned you were not on any medication, but if you should be in the future, if your doctor needs to reach out to us or vice versa, there will be a form that you would need to sign and give consent, and that would be the release of information.
Okay, I understand. Thank you.
Alrighty. But as far as checking in, one of the things that I do like to do is called the rose, the thorn, and the bud. Okay?
Okay.
Alright, so I'll start and then you can take over. That'll give you a chance to kind of, maybe brainstorm some ideas, okay? Alright. So the rose is the highlight. The thorn is a challenge that may be, something that's challenging right now in our life. And then the bud is maybe something that you're looking forward to, something new, a new idea.
Okay.
Okay. So the rose for me would be maybe a trip that I just took with family. That was a highlight. The thorn for myself would be maybe a challenge, also the trip. And so you see how things can be the same.
Yeah.
Because traveling with family can be difficult, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the bud, something new that I'm looking forward to is definitely the holidays as they come upon us. I love the holidays. I love being with family. I love food. So that's something that I'm looking forward to.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Okay, so how about yourself? What is your rose? Or do you want to start with the thorn or do you want to start with the bud?
Yeah, that's an interesting way of putting it like that. Yeah, well, like I said before, I really enjoy artwork and creating art, so I'm gonna go with that, like as being my rose. And that's like like the highlight of like being an artist is creating, and then participating in art shows and stuff like that. That's also a highlight, but it also could be kind of like a stressor because there's like deadlines and stuff, you know, like when to turn in your art, and you gotta email this, you gotta take a certain type of picture, and you have to write an artist statement. Sometimes, like as fun as it is to participate, it gets a little overwhelming sometimes, and that would be kind of like, I guess, like you said, like the rose and like, you know, like the hard part is kind of like the same. They go kind
The
of hand in
thorn?
hand. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I would say, yeah, like I'm excited like to continue looking for shows to get in, and that's kind of like, you know, what I look forward to. And you know, like I said, creating art is the easy part for me. It's just sometimes I struggle with like organizing myself and making sure that I submit those things I need to submit on time. And yeah, but overall, I really enjoy creating art, and I really like being part of these shows. It's exciting for me.
So you mentioned that your rose is creating art, and you know, having these shows that you can be able to participate in. You also mentioned that the thorn is something that you maybe is your challenge because it's hard for you to organize yourself.
It is kind of hard because I would say like I'm more of a creative person. I'm not very like disciplined as far as like getting my homework done all the time.
Okay. Alrighty. And then, do you have anything to share for your bud? Maybe something that you're looking forward to?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to the holidays and stuff, and you know, that being said, just spending time with family and yeah, just, you know, it's a good time for me right now. Like my kids are grown, but they still come around, and I'm excited for sharing some time with them together.
What do you celebrate for the holidays?
Like, you know, just like the traditional holidays, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and just trying to like keep like family traditions going, you know, like building like little like altars for Day of the Dead, putting up our nacimiento, the nativity scene for Christmas time, and I've always liked that, you know.
And that's something that you do as an individual, or you do that with family?
I mean, I could do it like all by myself, but it's a lot more fun when, you know, somebody participates and, you know, puts their touches and stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. So usually like me and my wife do it, or, you know, like I try to like get the kids to do a little part of it, you know. It's just sometimes hard, but it's kind of fun to know that everybody had like a hand in it.
Well, that's nice. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah, no problem.
So I did want to kind of go over one of the goals that you mentioned last week about you wanting to learn how to budget, or maybe organize the way that you could maybe organize your expenditures for your artwork.
Yeah.
And then also how to maybe even bring in like a journal or some book where you could maybe write everything in there. Is that something that you still want to make a goal of yours?
Yeah, the whole idea of having a journal is good. It's nice to have something like in my hand, and because sometimes, yeah, like spur of the moment when I walk into these art stores, it's like, oh, you know, I want that, I need that, oh, I definitely need that, and I don't really have anybody there like to kind of like say, hey, you already have that, or, you know, or last time you bought that, it didn't really work out, or so I think maybe keeping a journal with how much I spend, versus how much I sell. Yeah, that's a good tool to have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm definitely interested in putting that to work.
Okay. Is that something you've done in the past?
Um, I've tried to do it before, but I think I wasn't as like actively like in like art. I wasn't doing too many things at once.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like kind of like I don't think I need it.
Mm-hmm.
But now I kind of feel like I have like a little bit more time devoted to that. So yeah, I think I definitely see like the need for it.
Mm-hmm. And so let's say you were to maybe implement the idea of like having a journal or somewhere where you could write those expenditures or maybe the sales of your artwork. How do you feel that you would, write them in the journal?
Yeah, I think that's like an important thing. Maybe I know how you kind of recommended maybe having two. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
one like for the finance part.
Mm-hmm.
That way it's very like easy to read,
Uh-huh.
and that's probably gonna be the one I go to the most.
Okay.
And I would like it to be kind of like uncluttered and just like the specifics. Like hey, like I sold this for this much money, so I kind of have like this much to save and this much to spend,
Mm-hmm.
and then the other journal I can go about like maybe like you know um, how many papers I use for this, or like more like on the technical side of art.
Okay. Almost like an inventory of
Yeah,
maybe the paper you bought that you use for specific art
yeah,
form.
a little more like creatively instructed.
Okay.
Yeah, not too much finance. So one for the finance
Yeah.
and one for maybe like to help me create.
Okay. Okay. So you know what paper you used and in which art.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, like little specifics like that. What colors work well together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, maybe like a lot of people they like this color combination,
Oh,
and
okay.
not so many people like this one or whatever.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
little things, I guess.
Yeah.
That's the way of the world now. Instagram tracks like how many people like your stuff.
Yeah.
And they go by what is that, algorithms or
Yes.
whatever. So
Mhm.
I think maybe using that formula for myself would be good.
Yeah. Well, I'm learning something.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then do you see yourself getting those journals, or do you feel like you might need some help getting those journals?
Well, I think like to get like the basic like concept of the journals would be
Mhm.
kind of easy to start like with something pretty like modest.
Yeah.
And maybe if I see that I really like it, then I can get myself like a nicer journal,
Mhm.
like something that I would like to show off, like,
Okay,
oh, look
yeah.
at my journal
Yeah.
for the last 4 years or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
But I want to make sure that I like the practice of it first.
Okay, that's a good plan.
Yeah.
Mhm. Okay. I think that's a good way of thinking about it, because if you don't like the book or you don't like what you're using,
Mm-hmm.
you're not gonna enjoy the practice of it, because you're not gonna want to be able to show it off to others.
Yeah, but I think I really like the idea of it though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of want to see if I can use it first.
Yeah. Well, maybe I wonder if you could show it to me the next time you come.
Sure. Yeah. All right.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah. And then I wonder if there could be like a pocket or something where you could maybe hold the receipts
Oh, that's a
for
good
the
idea.
finance one.
Yeah, that's a good idea too.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Or maybe you could just staple the receipts to a page.
Yeah, I definitely have receipts.
Okay. Well, that's a good plan. Do you see yourself making any other goals for yourself?
Well, like as far as like what, like
in regards to your organizing, or you mentioned just art, budgeting for yourself, whether, I remember you mentioned about budgeting, so like you said sometimes you would spend more than you would sell.
Yeah. Yeah, so just kind of like, I guess a goal would be to kind of be a little bit more like strategic, you know, like kind of like the idea of getting the journal, you know, like just start small with what you need, and then if you need to add more, then add more. Don't.
And you don't need to have another goal. You just, you can just have this goal, and you can start with, this one, so that this one can help you maybe visually see how you're spending, and where your sales are going to.
Yeah, I think this is a good small goal that would help me like in like different aspects of like my life, you know. So it would make me feel good to know that, like I'm being a little bit more smarter, like with how much I'm spending on certain hobbies like this, you know.
Yeah, I think it's a good one. It's a good attainable plan.
Yeah.
Okay, and so it's next week on Wednesday. Is still a good time for you?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good.
Okay. All right. And then, is there anything else you wanted to share?
No.
Okay, and if you have trouble getting those journals, I just want you to know that if you wanted to reach out to us, maybe we as an agency, we can, help you, attain the journals for you. Okay?
Oh, okay.
Because we do want you to ultimately reach your goals.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Okay. Well, I'm excited to see, what those journals look like for you.
Yeah.
And then how that like flourishes for you in our next session.
Yeah, right on. I feel like I've been given an assignment, so like now my goal, I have to put it into action. That I want to be able to show it to you.
Yeah, and even if it means that you just have the journals, it doesn't mean you have to have something written inside of them. It just means that you just have to have the journals. You can decorate them. You can just label them. One's for finance, one's for your sales, and you've gotten the journals. That's a start.
Okay, sounds good.
Alrighty.
All right, thanks, Amy.
Okay.